Make the ground shake.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kyle the Pug podcast show, Reboot, episode number I almost said number 14 for a second, episode number 4. And yeah, we're recording on a Monday. So why are we recording on a Monday exactly? Well, Easter was yesterday, so if you guys are watching, happy belated Easter. And like I said, hope you guys had a really good holiday, spent time with your families, friends, whoever, all that good stuff, as the late Cowboy Nick would say, the good stuff, the good stuff, the good stuff. And like I said, we'll be back on Sunday. This upcoming Sunday, we'll be back on a regular schedule, same time, same place, everything. So before we get started, though, I haven't been streaming much as of lately. Long story short, I was kind of going through some not mental relapses, but I was in a dark place. Let's just put it out there. So I just wanted to, let everybody know, I started back on streaming Sunday, so I will be live every single day. We're going to put that all behind us. We're going to just make sure we get through this, positive vibes, all that jazz. And I'm ready to go. I'm ready to kick depression's ass. I'm just going to throw that out there. But anyways, back to the show, guys. Welcome to the podcast. For those who don't know who I am Kyle the Pug. And if you guys didn't know that by now, I think we've been through this so many times by now. But anyways, we do have the usual suspects. But usual suspects, he'll be here late, but like I said, he just DM'd us. But Penguinator's here. How you doing, Penguin?
Waddle.
So, what you been up to, man? What's going on with you?
Work.
Just working? Just nothing but work. He's just, Penguinator first. He's first in the world, guys. There he is. He's first in the world to be on this podcast. So, real quick, I just wanted to update everybody real quick with the, Nintendo Switch actually just now, 10 minutes ago, dropped a console update. It's the version 10.0.0 update, which basically it's going to have you allowed to bookmark your favorite news items, and you get a maximum of 300 new items can be bookmarked, so that's actually pretty cool. And an added option to transfer software data between the system memory and an SD card, so you can now actually transfer downloadable software to DLC systems, so that should be pretty cool as well. And real quick, you can select 6 new icons from the Animal Crossing New Horizons game to your users, so you can have that as your avatar. So just wanted to throw that update out there, just because it dropped 10 seconds ago. Yeah, so
now, because I gotta update mine.
Yeah, so if you have a Nintendo Switch console, update it now, because it's definitely up there. The update doesn't really, I think it'd say a 5-minute update, somewhere around there.
Yeah, well, I got fast internet, so it won't take long for mine.
Yeah, a lot of Nintendo updates are super duper fast. And I actually almost forgot to mention this too. You can the analog stick and button configurations can now be changed for each paired controller, and also custom configurations can be saved as favorites in the system settings with the controllers and sensors marked. So they added that update, and all the features are not available for other controllers such as Pro controllers, SNES controllers, Pokeball controllers, stuff like that. They won't allow that. But, yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there before we actually got started with the show, because they literally just dropped this, I don't know, I would say 5 minutes ago? Somewhere around there. 5-10 minutes ago. Like I said, we just had that, and, yeah, let's give me a second, I'm just, kind of going through, computers kind of acting up here. But, anyways, let's get started with the show here, because we need to get started. Well, we actually did get started. Yes, we do have a show. But Matt, like I said, Matt will be on here soon. He's late. He's like Nova J456. He's always late. So, how's everybody doing watching? I hope everybody's doing really, really well. I can see the chat going, so I may not read chat exactly, but like I said, I apologize. I'll reply to you guys in the comments and all that jazz. So I'm not ignoring you. Don't worry. But anyways, let's get actually right down to the actual real topic that I was going to talk about here. Penguin, I want your thoughts on this, man.
Okay.
The new PlayStation 5 controller. I swear, when I look at that thing, I'm looking at it right now. It looks like a stormtrooper outfit. I'm dead serious.
so
if you actually look at the design for the controller, it actually looks like a stormtrooper like outfit for real.
I actually like the look of it, but as one of my friends sent me a meme with it, it looks like the PS4 controller did a fusion dance with the Xbox controller, and that's the fused version.
Is that
like
really?
Dragon Ball.
Oh man.
But, I mean, I actually like the look of it. I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it has like a. Everybody was complaining about it. It's like, oh, it looks too much like Star Wars and all that. But I don't know. It's just the combined with the black and white. It actually looks cool. I like it. Everybody's saying like, oh, it's
different. We're used to just all black or all this, all that. I'm like, dude, having a black and white controller to me.
But everybody was saying, oh, the design's like too much like the Xbox controller. I mean, I maybe can kind of see it a little bit, but at the same time, it's just. It's unique. I like it. It's different, you know?
At the same time, people bitch.
So, yeah.
Literally, bottom line. Same time, they bitch.
So, basically, it's going to have DualSense controller that builds in refined haptic feedback to capture a broader range of motions, such as a slow grittiness of driving a car through mud. So, if you're playing like a driving game, you can actually fix that. It'll definitely like improve the status of that. So it also includes the adaptive trigger buttons. Yeah, I know. Here's a guy that can't speak. So that can dynamically change their tension for different activities, such as drawing back a bowstring, and you can also use a built-in microphone to talk to friends without needing a headset. So that's kind of cool in a way, because I remember when I got my PS4, like my actual PS4 for the first time, it actually gave me like a little, you remember those little earpieces that acted for the headsets? I got those. I remember having those a long time ago. But I don't know, that's like a built-in microphone where you can actually, do you think it'll have like a little hold-in button, like push to talk sort of thing like Discord does, or do you think it'll just be like I have an option?
It'll probably be an option.
Yeah, but I feel like the default setting will probably have like, okay, you can press to talk, press to mute, you know, like my headset, obviously. I'll give an example here. And I just said you can't hear me right now because I muted my mic, so just a clear example. But
We can still hear you.
yeah, we can. It was like the Matt joke the other day. Yeah, we can still hear you. Yep, we can still hear you. Yep. It was just the timing of that was just so insane and funny,
this
though.
headset sucks.
All right, so a couple new features that were added, though. The change over to the DualSense for the new PS5 controllers represents the biggest change in PlayStation controller design ever, and Sony has embraced a two-toned color aesthetic and altered the angle of the shoulder buttons while rounding out the overall shape of the device. So, yeah, looking at like the side view, I'm actually looking at the side pic of it. It looks super clean. I like it, especially like the white. The top half of the controller is white, but it's still got the black buttons, though, which is very unique. Yeah. And it still features, you know, a central touchpad. The touchpad's still going to be on there, even though it's going to be flanked by a pair of light bars. So that's going to be interesting to look at also. And it also trades out the share button for a create button. So the create button is you can actually create, like, your own, you know, clips, videos, you know. It's going to be basically the new share button.
Okay.
Yeah, so that'll be pretty cool. It's unique. So, and then basically also looking at here is that it's still going to have an audio jack, so you can still plug in your own headsets like, you know, like the PS4 did. So it'll have that option also. So don't worry about a thing though, guys. It's not going anywhere. It's just going to be, you know, upgraded to a point where we're like, hey, this is so complicated. So yeah, but everybody was expecting the PS5, you know, because they're talking about the whole PS5 deal and whatnot, like the design in the months leading up to the holiday 2020 launch, and everybody's it's speculating and rumors going around that maybe it may not be launched on the holidays due to the corona. I don't know. We're so far away from that, but rumors are everywhere on social media. It's just you can't get away from them. You like try to mute one thing, and all of a sudden, bam, It just another rumor pops up, and it's just like, oh, here's what we're gonna do with the PS5 like updates and launches and all that. Like 2020, we'll postpone the PS5 launch, so we get to have a PS4 for another year. I mean, I hope it launches, honestly, like in the holidays, but I'm pretty sure it will. But then you're gonna have like, you know, people start these rumors, and of course, I don't believe in rumors until I actually see them, you know, completely for sure. But like I said, it's just. It's wacky, man. That's all I have to say. But, anyways, so, like I said, nothing really much to do with the PS5 stuff, but, like I said, Nintendo Switch, we talked about that earlier. Update your consoles, if you haven't already. Definitely do that. I know Penguin's going to be doing it. Matt, if you're listening, you better do it too, because it does have a system update here. But, and this is another topic I wanted to discuss on too here a little bit, because this is when I was reading this article, this kind of, I had a lot of thoughts running through my head. So everybody was saying like, you know, video games are supposed to be, you know, bad for everybody, it doesn't help you out. But then I'm reading an article right now saying that why experts say you should feel good about playing video games in quarantine. What does that tell you? What does that honestly tell you?
They've actually come out and said that video games help hand-eye coordination really, really well. So anybody saying that video games are worthless are idiots.
That is true, though, especially when you have, like, you know, people that stream video games for. This is like for a living. They'll like actually like make money off streaming video games, and and you have all these political people like going out and just say like, oh, video games are too violent and yada 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 and blah blah blah. And then there's like games like Animal Crossing. There's games like so relaxing and chilled like Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, obviously for the Nintendo Switch. What's another relaxing game? Minecraft, like that. Those games.
Yeah.
All those games are just.
I like how Matt put it best. The reason the government will shut down video games because they suck at them.
That is an infamous quote from the Matman 98, which it'll never ever die. That quote will. Okay, so I'm just gonna look at what Matt's kind of blowing up the Twitter chat. Wazoo, here, give me 1 second here. So, oh, okay, so that's basically okay. He's talking to his mom right now, so he'll be on here soon. But yeah, and everybody, like I said, there's always two sides of the coin. Because there's always, one side is going to be like, oh, we don't like video games, and then the other side's going to be, video games are fun. If you like, hand-eye coordination, if you like chilling, relaxing games, this is it. So I want to read this. Yeah, go ahead.
The game that started all this controversy?
Yeah, GTA and Call of Duty and a bunch of other games.
It was before them.
Oh, before them. It was before them. Lay it on us.
Mortal Kombat number 1. That's where the parental guidance came in for video games and everything. And then after that, because it was so popular, you had like Primal Rage and all these others that introduced fatalities.
I forgot that Mortal Kombat started that.
Yep, that's what started the games are too damn violent.
And that's why all these political people like complain about it too, or trying to like ban video games and conspiracy theories that that everybody's gonna have their brains rot out because of video games. And yeah, it's just everything about that is just beyond stupid.
Yeah, that's just the government trying to still control what you can and cannot do, which is retarded.
Yeah, that's why I don't watch political stuff. But yeah, so the article about this, video games, like I said, they continue to evolve in their storytelling. I can't even talk today. Storytelling compatibilities aren't. I still can't talk today. I'm sorry. I wasn't ready for this today. And emotional complexity, and millions of people who already obviously play video games know this, and now under quarantine, and the rest of us and the rest of everybody in the world is basically catching up to people that were just like gamers the whole time, and especially social distancing going around. Gamers have been doing that since even before the coronavirus started, so that's kind of a huge effect on that. But
well, the funny thing with this was, so we were talking about it and joking about it a little bit the other day, is they're like, social distancing, you can't go outside, and you can't do this, can't do that, and everybody's like, what am I going to do? Then it shows gamers, I've been preparing for this forever.
Just like the apocalypse. So this article is saying that why are so many people drawn to video games? And a researcher, PhD student, and the author of a psychology and video game series who goes by the Platinum Paragon tells Inverse that the sudden video game attraction phenomena can be explained by 3 different factors. And the first factor they explained was the immersive and interactive experience. And a lot of gamers are familiar with that because the experience of playing is akin to taking a mental vacation from the 24/7 news cycle and the constant scroll of social media. And that is absolutely 100% true.
Yeah, it's an escape for people.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has, to escape one way or another. And video games are just a prime example of that. But then like I said, you get all those people that are just like, oh, video games are so bad for you, man. And I just hear these debates on Twitter over and over and over. And not just Twitter, but like social media with like Facebook. Even, I can kind of put Instagram in there. I've seen YouTube videos that are, kind of like that. It's just ridiculous, man. I just can't, handle those. It's like, I just want to mute those people that obviously do that,
Yep.
I don't know. This is beyond ridiculous at this point. But
again, like I said, it's just, you got people that want to control every aspect of your life, what you watch, what you play, what you can and cannot do by going outside, and it's getting old.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you want to go outside and play, that's basically on them. That's more power to them. So, second fact is that video games have historically been stereotyped as a waste of time. And now we're seemingly, basically, everybody's having a lot of time since, the pandemic, coronavirus, social distancing, all that. The time can be spent indulging in something we've perhaps been made to feel guilty over. So, do you think that actually, basically changes a lot of people's minds about video games now that this pandemic has actually been going on for like a good number of weeks now?
I think it'll change some.
Mm-hmm. I mean, would it change like many though?
Like politician-wise, it's not going to change them because they hate anything they can't control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see, even can you name like one person that like who's into like super political and likes video games? Can you name one person? I don't know if anybody can. Oh, Mark. Well, besides him. Do you know who?
I like talking politics and playing video games too, but I'm not like as in depth as Marcus is.
Yeah, I mean he'll go in a super depth mode about like political stuff in video games, but we're gonna leave that for the regular live streams with video games and not Friday the 13th and all that. But the third fact, and I think this is probably the most important one out of all of this, video games keep us connected with our friends and loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
That's most everybody would agree. That is 100% true. And if you don't agree with that, then I don't know. Something's wrong with you. Something is definitely wrong with you. So, especially with people playing. See, this is the thing. A lot of people nowadays are playing Animal Crossing. It's not just big time gamers and big time Nintendo fans, but you see like non-gamers like play Animal Crossing. Like, for example, I'm in a Discord where I think I'd actually mentioned this before. Somebody's wife in the Discord, not a gamer, absolutely not a gamer, but she's been playing Animal Crossing, this person's wife and his son for I don't know, maybe 2 weeks, and he's only had 2 hours on the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what kind of effect that Animal Crossing will have, and not just with Animal Crossing, a bunch of other people that are super duper into video games and all that. But in a way though, Animal Crossing brings everybody together, that I've noticed. I know some people, it may not be for some people, but this is my first Animal Crossing game I've ever played. And it's brought me together with like a lot of friends visiting my islands. I go to their islands, stuff like that. It's just super chill and it's stress free, and there's a lot to do on there. There's no like objective. There's no completing objective. I mean, we kind of do, but in a way though.
Chat that Paige from WWE plays.
She does. I actually, yeah. Obviously, that was a good point. I was gonna mention there too. Yeah, I actually do follow her on Twitch. I haven't really like seen like actual live stream, but yeah, like I said, Animal Crossing brings a lot of people together, and I'm starting to see why too. Like I said, but not just with Nintendo fans, but everybody all over the world is digging the game, and that kind of provides a clear example on how we're dealing with this pandemic at the time, or at this current time. Because we have chill games that bring us together. And it also encourages in-game pro-social behavior, which research suggests, according to this article that I'm reading, it's a boost out of games pro-social behavior, and then when the people help and support each other in non-violent ways, that behavior tends to extend to other relationships. So if you play games like that, it can actually improve your behavior, physically and mentally. And it also factors in small victories and goals, too, that you can work together on. And hello there, Matt, and thank you for joining us.
Hola. About damn time.
As always.
I got into doing a project, actually, and I was realizing, oh, wait, why am I watching this podcast? I need to be on there.
All right. Nestor's just going to do the sound effect of every time somebody messes up their slurs or words. All right. So, by the way, Matt, I don't know if you noticed this at the beginning of the show. Nintendo Switch update 10.0.0 added some new features, so go update your Switch now when you get the chance.
Okay. I will do that.
And I want to know your thoughts on the PS5 controller. We were just talking about that a little bit ago. So, I'll let you handle that.
At first I looked at it and going like, really? White controller? Hey, come on now. But then I realized you actually can have different types of coverings on. Like, you can have like Spider-Man themed controller. There's a bunch of ones they're going to be selling. So that part was mute when I saw that part. Other than that, it looks kind of cool, but it looks almost as big as an Xbox controller now. That's what
it's very unique, in my opinion. It's not the best looking controller, but it's super duper unique.
Yeah. I mean, the Xbox controller looks like they didn't even try. They just updated maybe one button, whereas the PS4 or PS5, I should say.
But everybody was saying that it complains, and they're complaining like it's too much like the Xbox controllers.
they complain. Surprise there.
The flash for video games would be: no one complains about video game.
No one complains. Yep.
No one complains about anything.
And then all of a sudden, people pretty much complain all over social media. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
No one complains on Twitter. News at 11.
No, but I like it actually. I mean, I'm not blown away by it. It's not the best controller ever made, but yeah, I still like it though. I don't hate it on it like other people are.
All right, so it's not just for. I was going to go back to the topic here with the coronavirus and Nintendo games and video games in quarantine. Just in that certain subject, but. And if you're looking for other games to enjoy, and if you're not a Nintendo person, you could also use quarantine games such as, the Jackbox series. Jackbox, very popular, especially in my community. So, Jackbox is something I would definitely recommend playing with.
Series.
The Jackbox Party Pack. Yep, exactly.
Party Pack.
Yeah, so Matt definitely streams Jackbox. I stream Jackbox, and pretty much everybody plays Jackbox because Jackbox is super fun. Why wouldn't you play Jackbox? I mean, it's got mini games you can play with your friends, family members, all that jazz, and it's great for keeping yourself inside quarantine, social distancing, all that. And I was
friendships.
Yeah, and you can laugh, you can have a good time with that game, and also you can probably ruin somebody's life if you kind of mess. But we're not gonna go into that far. But Ring Fit Adventure is another one I wanted to mention. You can actually, that's another game that people are using to stay in quarantine, to stay in shape, is Ring Fit Adventure for the Nintendo Switch. And I don't know if you guys have ever played it, but I kind of low key want to get that game, but I don't really want to spend like another like couple of $100 on just the ring for the actual game, you know. Like I said, it's super fun. I would definitely love to work out, like get like something like, you know, in shape, because I do need to like try to maintain my weight and all that, but
figure.
yeah, it's just you gotta spend a lot of cash just to lose weight. That's like my problem with it. If it was like if you had to use a camera, if you had like a camera or something, maybe like you guys remember the PlayStation Move and the Wii controllers, like you can like I used to have a PlayStation Move with the Move Sports and all that, where you can do like bowling and golf and soccer and tennis and all that. I wanted it to be like the same thing, but I guess it is unique that they have this little ring thing where you can just work out with that. But I don't know. That's just me. Oh, Matt's never heard of it apparently. Is that what that sound? Is that what it sounds like?
Intrigue. Yeah, it's Intrigue. It's the first I'm hearing of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely check it out though. That'd be like something I would definitely, you know, try to play.
Say, like, with this quarantine stuff going on, I want to say that the Wii was too far ahead of its time, because right now would be a perfect time for like Wii golf, Wii bowling.
Yeah, just any Wii, like Wii Fit outfits, but like Wii Fit workouts.
Wii.
Yeah, you could actually use the Wii Fit workouts while you actually wear Wii Fit clothes, just from the actual game itself. But yeah, actually,
underwear.
Yeah, you probably could work out like just a regular t-shirt and boxers. That's definitely possible. I mean, I wouldn't. Hey, if you're by yourself, I mean, like, come on. There's nobody's around to bother you. Yeah, I mean, nobody's around to bother you. So I mean, it kind of reminds me of that Jackbox thing. Like, what was the percentage? Like, there was like a percentage where it was like people who would care if people would like walk around nude in your own house if you were by yourself, and the percentage was like 75%. And then I remember Brother Goofy saying something like, "Oh, who the F cares? Like, you know, nobody's around to see you do anything, so like screw it." That's what it kind of reminds me of, honestly. I mean, if you wanted to work out like Ring Fit and boxers and just a t-shirt, more power to you. You know, you can do whatever you want to your house.
This is a judge
zone.
You know,
it is a judge-free zone. I don't know why my mic kind of cut out there, but like I said, judge-free zone. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought that was Dark Shadow coming out of nowhere. I'm like, wait, Dark Shadow? What?
Yeah, he's here. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But
He's there, spirit.
All right, so we got a couple of wrestling topics here, so that's why I brought Matt on here so he can talk about it.
The only reason he brought me on here. Let's be real.
Well, actually, there's two. There's two. His overall thoughts of WrestleMania Night 1 and 2, and the Ronda Rousey thing. So, Matt, I'm gonna leave it to you, man. Floor's yours. You're up.
Night one and 2.
Yeah, your overall review, like your rating.
Well, sorry, if I sound like I'm distracted, I am. I'm putting my new gamer chair together while I'm doing this. I'm like, Dan, I'm doing projects while I'm on stream or whatever.
Well, if we were on Friday, that means you'd be Tommy.
I'd be Tommy Jarvis every freaking time.
Oh, I died. Let me work on my project. Hey, you're Tommy. Shit.
It's just like Dan the Man Plays.
Yeah. Yeah, Night 1 and Night 2 were, I mean, people are complaining because of the audience thing. That's just, haters gonna hate, as they always say, but Night 1 was good. It's, like I said before in the last podcast, Night 1, I gave my review on that one, so check it out if you haven't seen it. But the main event on Night 1 was good. Really, really good. Night 2, yeah, a lot of decent matches. Their kickoff, which is the opposite of the first night. The second night was great because the kickoff match was the best of them all.
Mm-hmm.
I know Marcus was outspoken about the Firefly of Funhouse being really weird and stupid.
I actually thought that it was actually well scripted and well done, because I was actually listening. Yeah. I was listening to a podcast couple of nights ago, and they said that only John Cena could pull that off, like nobody else. He's
totally fine with people ragging on him, and the theme of the entire the entire episode was the fact that Cena always squashes people all the time, and ironically enough, this is something that's ironic. They said it on another radio show on satellite radio that the biggest misnomer for John Cena is that 1, he only has 5 moves, and 2, he always squashes other people's careers when he faces them. And one of the biggest ones is they thought that Bray Wyatt was hot. He was a hot commodity at the time. And once he had his match at WrestleMania and he beat him, I watched that match all over again because I actually personally had never seen it. So I watched it and I could see what they were talking about. He was completely over with the crowd. The crowd was singing his the thing. What was it again? There's something got the whole world's in his hands. He always says that all the time. It was part of his shtick back then.
Oh yeah.
But he every time he made a move on John Cena, he knocked him on his behind, for lack of a better term. The whole entire crowd was chanting that particular thing he always sang, like, he's got the whole world in his hands. I'm like, my God, ain't that the truth right there? Bray had the entire freaking audience behind him, and he was a heel. But when he beat him, that pretty much was the downfall of Bray Wyatt. Yes, he won the WWE Championship in the Elimination Chamber one time. That's probably because they felt bad for him. Yeah, and then he immediately was a transitional champion. Orton to be in the next pay-per-view. So, I'll tell you what that means.
And then he got squashed in his new form by Goldberg, which everybody got mad over that. But
yeah, but then the way I explain it is Goldberg was a transitional champion. He needed that match for Mania to get rid of John Cena. To dispatch that memory that he had of Cena basically squashing his career at that point. And now, as you see on, it's paid off because on SmackDown, now he's going to be going against his old partner Braun Strowman.
Yeah, they're going to set that up too.
That promo, by the way, was ridiculously good, very well done. I thought Braun, being the big guy, would be like, "Oh, I'm going to crush you, get these hands," but no, he was really good. Like he actually was. If you were in a bar,
like, I don't have time for these games, Bray.
Yeah, he's like, I want to let you in.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
He pulled a Bill Clinton. I want to let you in.
I like Monica. Okay, Bill, no, get out of here.
But
she was in.
Yeah, night 2 overall was all right. I wasn't really a fan of the squash match being like 4 minutes. I mean, we could have sold a little bit more. Even with people were criticizing the Lesnar McIntyre match too, to where it was like a 4-minute match, and they're thinking, what the hell just happened here? Lesnar, who you're painting up as this beast, gets beat by this up and comer in 4 minutes.
Right?
I mean, if that's a way to put over Drew McIntyre, I don't know what is.
Goes as F5 after Claymore, after F5 after Claymore, and it was just...
Yeah, it was just finishers, and I'm like...
And everybody just kept kicking out of that. Somebody made a great point, though. It was like Braun versus Goldberg, like 2.0 on one of the podcasts I listened to, but I feel like they made an excellent point there. That's just basically like a repeat of that match.
Yeah, I mean... Again, with the Goldberg theory, the whole reason behind him getting the title off of Bray is because Bray needed the Cena thing, and then it was supposed to go to Roman. Like we mentioned this last podcast about the theory about how everyone hates Roman. This is the way for the crowd to get back into Roman again because he has this comeback story from leukemia, and then of course COVID ruined that story. But yeah, and all these rumors about him having a relapse are false. By the way, if Jessica's watching this podcast live or on demand. They were false because Roman went on there live on his own little phone and said, all this crap about me having a relapse is absolute false. So,
fake news. That's all it is. Fake news.
That's why I never believe when I see it, unless it's official.
Yeah, I never like it's just the same thing with video games and sports too. I never ever really believe anything until, I actually get the news for itself.
Exactly. But yeah, overall, I don't know. I can't really give it a grade. I think night 2 maybe would have been better if the main event was it's like a tad bit longer. And
all right, so let me ask you this then: what was your favorite match of that night? Of night 1 and 2.
Night 1 was the Undertaker and Styles.
Oh,
down.
Okay. Yeah, I actually watched the entire thing on YouTube. That was insane. It felt like I was watching like a Like in
It's
a
a rebirth.
movie. It was like a movie. Yeah.
It was literally a
Because
rebirth
you were
of the
talking about,
Undertaker's
I had to go
character.
back and find it, and I watched it. Now him appearing on the back of the tractor with him, that was actually cool.
Yeah, because what that does in quote unquote storytelling, as they call it in the business now, is that he's basically fighting the American Badass at the first part of the match. He's basically the human side of him, in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
At first, it's like back and forth, like the guy who having his wife being talked about is getting pissed off. This big badass biker guy beating the crap out of him. He gets jumped by a bunch of people, and he throws him in the grave. And he thinks he's dead, and then that's when the dead man persona comes out, and he just appears out of nowhere behind him. So I think that essentially that was like a rebirth for the Undertaker.
I feel like it was one of his best matches. Like,
Yeah.
easily one of his best.
If he needed a comeback match to show he's still relevant, that's the one.
Exactly, no question. Like,
But,
everybody's saying it was in his top 5 for best matches.
Oh yeah. It was so believable too. Like you literally, like you said, you thought you were watching a movie. It was that good. Night 2, it was the first match. I really liked the match between Charlotte and Rhea Ripley.
Okay,
Very well done.
explain that then.
On all cylinders, the wrestling was great. The emotion the two of them showed, like none of them were. You can tell it was almost like these two just started a fight in the back and like in a bar and just started beating the crap out of each other. Like those knife edge chops that both were throwing were just damn aggressive knife edge chops. I mean, Charlotte always does that, but then at the same time, Rhea was selling it so well. She was selling her knee injury as well. But just overall, like how you put a wrestling match on for the fans, that was lights out. So good. So good.
So, your overall rating of WrestleMania 36, what grade would you give it?
I would probably say like about a B minus C plus. I mean, there were other matches I didn't mention that were pretty damn good. They weren't at the level of the ones that I say were my favorite matches. But I think because the main titles were basically squash matches, it just kind of diminished both of those titles for me. And I did like
everybody
the
was saying the Elias who was it, Baron Corbin match was kind of like a wash or like a little squash waste of time match.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, but
absolutely.
somebody said it actually had a story though compared to the Goldberg Braun Strowman match, and I actually looked back, at the storyline for it. They got a point. Those people have mentioned, they actually do have a point with that. Because everybody's saying, like, some of those matches, Elias is, kind of a waste of space. Baron Corbin, though, like, as a heel, he's, like, probably one of the best heels on there, if not the best. But he has this cocky attitude, which it makes everybody hate him. And that's why he's so good at doing it, too. Because you don't see him as a face. You got to see him like as a heel. Like another example I actually mentioned, like I was actually thinking about, I can't see Braun Strowman being a babyface champ. They got to have him turn heel in like, I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks or so to have him be this dominant force. Like the comedy act not Bray Wyatt, but Braun Strowman champion where he did where he lost to Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title. And then you have him, right at the last second, just like zoom right up since Roman Reigns got pulled out of the match just for the Universal title. And obviously everybody knew Goldberg was going to lose that match. He was going to, Braun, put him over, I guess if I'm saying that right. So I apologize if I'm not saying it right. But all right. Yeah. But like I said, I want Braun to be a heel champion. That would definitely, make his character more relevant. Like, does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he came up as a heel, but he kind of got over with the fans as a heel, and it wouldn't really matter. I mean, honestly, I think people would still thing.
Yeah, the people would still like him if he was heel. I guarantee that.
I mean, you've seen it. You've seen AJ Styles they threw as a heel, and because he's such a damn good wrestler and he's so impressive to watch, bouncing off the ropes and just doing some incredible things. It doesn't matter. It's kind of like Shawn Michaels was a prime example. He could be a heel, but people just love to watch the guy, and Triple H.
Oh, yeah.
Like, later in his career, he was the absolute heel, and then in the, quote, reality era...
it's like even 2001, when you go back to Stone Cold Steve Austin turning heel on WrestleMania 17, people still liked him, even for
That's right.
for what he was. He was like
Yeah,
this
with,
badass character, like going against his own boss, and then have him shake hands with Vince McMahon. Oh my God! Started up the contract.
That was the most like shocking moment. I mean, Rock turning heel is never like people are like, oh okay, well he's
no, the Rock
diva.
was good as he was good though. He had a unique
No, I'm not
style
saying
as
he
a
was
heel.
bad. I'm just saying the shock factor for the time. It was like, oh yeah, he's a Hollywood diva, so surprise, he wants to.
No,
Yes,
I mean
dude.
that was good. That was actually he did a good job doing that though. For real though.
Oh yeah. Well, he's the ultimate smack talker, and him smack talking audiences.
Like
is just the best
babyface or heel,
turnaround.
he can do it all.
Mhm.
Because the Maple Leafs suck. No offense to all the Maple Leafs fans watching, but no, I remember people just legit up in Toronto just booed the shit out of him.
Because the Maple Leafs suck.
I remember that. And then the talk. Oh my God, they were up in Sacramento when The Rock was doing his rock concert. You probably know where I'm going
with the Kings. Yeah, I watched that
Yeah,
one.
dude, I couldn't stop laughing. Saved my
As a
life.
Kings fan, I actually laughed too. I'm like, well, he's right there.
Oh man,
He's so right.
Penguinator, my God. But anyways, you had some Ronda Rousey to talk about too. So lay it on us.
Well, I mean, not surprising. Ronda Rousey went on a. You remember Steve-O from Jackass? That guy.
Oh,
who
yeah.
Was, like, in these
Yeah, he's like
extreme
super. Wasn't he like super drugged out though? Wasn't he like on like
I
drugs?
mean, you hear him now. He sounds like, hey, I want some chocolate.
Sounds like a cigarette, like a chain smoker or something.
I'm on my 30th pack today. But you hear him talking to Rousey, and he asked about the whole why she left and everything, and she's not full time gone for sure.
Yeah,
But people were saying,
she's out.
because she's trying to have a baby, and like, well, that's part of it. But she clarified when they said like about the fans, and she said, it's like I'm good with the girls in the back. Paraphrasing, of course, so you'd want to check out that quote. But she said that she's good with the girls in the back. They're buddies. They all respect one another. But she hates the as we can adequately put it, the 10% of the fans. She just said the fans, but let's be real. It's the 10% of WWE fans that complain about pretty much everything. You can breathe wrong, and they bitch and motivate you on social media.
I mean, you just like walk in the door, and all of a sudden, oh, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. So she was saying how the reason why she just feels like now, because of the reception she got for all the hard work she did, that she doesn't have the passion anymore to be a full-time wrestler like she wanted to be. She wants to. She's going to come actually be part-time, because she said at least my family has more respect for my hard work than some of these fickle fans do, basically. And when you think about what she accomplished when she came in, like, that was probably by far one of the, if not the greatest debut matches in WrestleMania history for the women's division.
Especially when she started beating out Triple H. The crowd just went ballistic.
And the fact that she was able to pick up a 275-pound man in Triple H.
Well, I
he's not
bet
as
you
thick as
Triple
he
H
was
helped
back in the
her.
day, but-
I bet you Triple H helped her, though.
Oh, they
like,
always do.
Yeah.
Always. But the fact that she didn't collapse under his own weight, she held him up for a while. It's like, it was amazing. And of course, she had a great coach, and of course, Kurt Angle. He would know what it feels like to be from a separate world, in a sense, to come to this business. But anyways, she did a lot in 1 year. She was like spectacular. Her promos were real, because you can tell, like, because all the mumbling, stuttering over things that she said. People were always dogging her about that, but I'm like, that's because it's real. She's talking like she did it because she did MMA.
She's speaking from the heart, basically.
Yeah, that means a lot of people like their wrestling real. Like, they like it. They don't like this fake bullcrap where they kind of hold them back on what they can say. They like how to speak their mind and just go, oh, you know what? I don't give a rat's about what you got to say. I'm just going to say what I want to say right now.
It's like with CM Punk and this whole thing with a long time ago where he just like shot everything on WWE.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers
promos.
that too. The pipe bombs. Yep. Everybody remembers that too.
Those pipe bomb promos were what really got CM Punk over, other than his moves, wrestling moves. But it's the promos, kind of like The Rock. The Rock only has a certain amount of moves, but his promos are what sold him as like one of the greats. But But yeah, she basically in a nutshell called out the fans. Told them how, you know what, you're the reason you guys are complaining and wondering when I'm going to come back. It's like, you're the reason I left. You're the reason I left after WrestleMania.
Yeah, but she did not want to come back after that.
There is a phrase they have in wrestling also it's called, that the wrestlers call, it's a work or a shoot. Now, worked in summary means, a work means people are basically saying things just to rile fans up to make them hate them. So when they come back to the business, they're immediately a heel and everybody hates their guts.
Yeah.
Whereas a shoot is basically, you don't care about the promo or coming back, you're just dogging the business that you work in.
Yeah. Like, you face or heel, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
So they're wondering, is this a work on fans or is it a shoot? Because she hasn't really touched on why she left. And it's ironic that after Mania, after Shayna Baszler lost to Becky, now she's speaking up a little more. And she's posting more videos of her doing some things with wrestling buddies, where she's punching the crap out of it and throwing it on her bed and doing like a pile driver.
Just like, boom!
And she's mentioning those words, that it was a work, not a shoot, kind of a thing, kind of hinting that. So I wonder if she's going to make a comeback soon. But that was the big thing, that she basically just threw all the fans under the bus. Let's be real.
Yeah.
She's talking about the 10% of whiners that complain about pretty much everything, not the 90% that support her no matter what. I mean, clearly people love her. I mean, she started her own little channel as well on Twitch. She's a part-time.
Yeah, actually speaking, Paige also started that. She's kind of a, I don't know if she's full-time, but I think she's kind of a, like, she's kind more, kind of. I'd say more part-time. Yeah, because she's still trying to fill the financial void while the TV show that she's on. It just kind of just plopped. Even, they were talking about ratings, for WWE. They've just kind of just dropped. AEW is kind of like the more new and in right now.
The funny thing is that if you look at the ratings for the last SmackDown, they were actually on par with what they've been the last, even prior to the pandemic, which is pretty interesting. But the last Friday, though, the promos and the actual show itself were pretty good, all things considered. And actually, now they're breaking news now is that Vince McMahon said instead of being pre-taped shows, they're being bold and going back to live shows. Yeah. It makes sense too, because his other financial commitment basically tanked because of the pandemic and the XFL, and not because of their own doing. Last time was just because they sucked at it. This time it's because of a pandemic.
Everything.
For a pandemic to happen.
Yeah, everything is like canceling due to the pandemic. They actually canceled Money in the Bank, I noticed. Or
I think they're gonna try to relocate it. I think it's the location is where they were gonna do it at. Canceled on them because of the pandemic. So then they're gonna they had to put the news out like, well, we're not gonna do it here. So if you bought tickets, I'm sorry.
There's gonna be a lot of people getting pissed that they're not they're not gonna get their money back.
But they were doing qualifying matches for the actual pay-per-view, so they probably will do it in that Performance Center like they did WrestleMania, more than likely.
Or they just save it for like SummerSlam or something, somewhere around there. Yeah, and give them props though. Actually, give them props for actually going through doing their stories and storylines and all that, because these performers have to perform 24/7, 365, no off season, no nothing. Yeah. And then you just got all these superstars like coming together. Even AEW kind of has that too. They got to go together just to perform, even without the audience. Yeah. And give them kudos, man. Like I said, give them kudos for that.
I hear AEW actually they've recorded at least about, I want to say, a month or two worth of shows, kind of like Impact Wrestling, so they could just, instead of being live, they just pre-taped it and throw it on the TV every week. As a way to kind of adhere to the rules of the pandemic of stay home. But we mentioned last episode that a lot of the roster actually live in Florida, which is where the Performance Center is.
Yeah.
Of course, that's probably the worst place to be stationed in one of the hot zones for the pandemic. But
yeah, do you think they would move it somewhere else? But they're like, nah, we'll just stay here. We'll be fine. Vince needs the money anyway, so
yeah, clearly he does. He is a trillionaire. That's some good shit.
I remember the Bray Wyatt thing where they actually had like a puppet Vince McMahon.
Yeah, with those little horns in his head.
Yeah.
Some good shit.
That's some good shit.
I love that part.
Oh, man. So, speaking of pandemic, I wanted to switch gears real quick. So I guess what MLB The Show is doing now, and DraftKings kind of has this, and I know Twinfinite kind of did a report on that too. They're actually holding tournaments online, or actually having baseball games being played on YouTube and Twitch. I actually saw Dodgers Nation kind of went live a little bit with their Dodger, like, simulated Dodger games on MLB The Show. Like, those websites like that, and of course the tournaments that are doing, they're actually providing a way to provide fans, some actual baseball time before like the I don't know if you guys seen this or not, but I guess they're doing it right now. They're actually like Trevor May actually has a Twitch. Gavin Lux has a Twitch right now. And you got all these baseball players that like have Twitch accounts, and they're actually going live on Twitch just to basically, play games for the viewers that want to watch, baseball games. And I think that's really, really cool.
All the more reason why video games are important right now. No matter what the parents say, oh, it's a bunch of little kids on there. No, it's actually a bunch of adults, too, who have nothing better to do because their job is in jeopardy. Streaming careers are starting to be had more often because they're realizing, oh, crap, I need to have some kind of a financial, relief here.
Yeah, and that's why you see, like, people like, obviously Paige and Rhonda Rousey, like, kind of streaming, too. So you see a lot of people streaming nowadays. And I'm kind of, like I said, I'm really glad, people are, even baseball players, football players, basketball players, kind of streaming on Twitch just to provide help from the fans. Yeah. And like I said, it keeps, the tradition alive. Fun fact, I don't know if you guys saw this on Twitter, but I'm pretty sure everybody has. But I made a baseball field on Animal Crossing. Like, legit made a baseball diamond. Yeah, I'll have to send you the pic of it. I know it's almost done, but I actually kind of made that a little bit. But I still kind of need to do, like, the white lines going from third base and then first base, and I need to make the home plate diamond. I actually need to make that too. But it's baseball fans get occupied. I'm like a baseball fan personally. I miss baseball, and definitely. It was supposed to. I think it was supposed to start like on the 27th of March. But yeah, like I said, we're dealing with a pandemic. We're dealing with everything right now, and. And somebody was asking me, I guess when the Phillies come to or when the Dodgers go to Philadelphia, or vice versa, and we had this little thing together that we were gonna do, we were gonna maybe do a collab, not for sure yet, but I'm gonna try to get this at least set up, do a collab where we come together from different, fans from organizations, take a little selfie, make a difference in everybody's lives, make peace with one another, that was gonna be the whole point. But
Giants and Dodger fans, anyone?
Sort of like that. It can be with any fans. Like Angel fans can make peace with Oakland fans. Hey, Dodgers and Giants.
I'm open if Dark Shadow can stop dogging my team. Shoot.
I mean, if he gets Animal Crossing, I'll have to try to show him maybe a Giants.
Gotta have a team first.
they gotta have a team. Poor guy. No, not poor guy though. But yeah, he's super competitive. That's the thing with him. But like I said, you get all these. The tournament is actually going on, as I mentioned, right now. So if you guys want to watch people on Twitch, Trevor May's live, Gavin Lux is live, Josh Hader's live, Juan Soto is live.
See, why is it that the Angels get, of all people, they get one of their relievers, Ty Buttrey?
Yeah, Hunter Pence actually has a Twitch also, so if you want to go watch him, you can definitely do that too,
That's what I'm kind of I mean, the Dodgers are able to put Gavin Lux in there, and instead of getting a guy like Anthony Rendon or Mike Trout, who's obviously a gamer, they get Ty Buttrey. And I'm like, hey, GG, guys. Alrighty then.
I mean, they gotta have somebody. They're not just gonna have a star player, just do it, just for the fun of it. But I mean, they have families to take care of too.
True, very true. Well, I mean, Trout doesn't have kids, and as far as I know, he's only got a wife. That's about it. So, you have no excuse, Mike. What are you doing?
But
So, yeah.
like I said, I'm glad baseball. Even like, there's a lot of even video games. Like they're trying to make baseball-related stuff for video games, and that kind of soothes my soul. Like I want to see all the baseball action happen in real life, but at the same time, this is kind of a cool thing to do, though. It's a plus, no doubt about it. But it's just this is the world we're living in right now. So this is where we gotta like separate ourselves, practice social distancing. But we've been doing social distancing for years, so I don't really have to worry about that. Ask Penguin on that topic. But
gamers are fine with this right now.
Oh yeah, Amanda's post a long time ago was actually pretty fitting. About gamers were like, sweet, woo, more gaming, let's go.
yeah, she was pretty pumped about that. But I don't know if the standings have updated though. So yeah, they actually do have standings, which I don't know if I gotta refresh the page and see if it updated or not. So I have to take a look at it here. But yeah, like I said, if you guys want to, I don't remember what the website was. I know they're streaming. I think maybe it was MLB on YouTube, MLB on Twitch, but I don't know. But yeah, some people are actually streaming on PlayStation. They still get like, I don't know, off their consoles. This is like actually off, like I'm streaming off console. Like this is these are people that are like having, I don't know, 2.5K people watching them like play MLB on Twitch, 570. You have like insane numbers right now.
Hey, when you got the popularity, I mean, right off the bat, you basically it's half the battle's already won because people know who you are. I mean, you see WWE superstars. People know right off the bat.
Yeah.
They start subbing. Paige went live for her first stream ever. She wasn't even saying a dang word. She went live, didn't know what the heck she was doing, and I think she got like 200 subs within the first 15 minutes.
That's insane.
Yeah, she's a
awesome.
freaking legend on Twitch now. My gosh.
Oh boy, but anyway, still staying in sports here real quick. There's actually been some sad news here that kind of broke down a while back. I want to start with this very tragic story that happened, and this was like I said, this broke down. I think it was today. I'm not sure exactly, but this involves Minnesota Vikings former Vikings quarterback, former Seahawks quarterback Tavares Jackson. I don't know if you guys heard the news or not, but he died Sunday night in a car crash, and I didn't really hear this at the time until like just today, and he was only 36 years old when he died in a car accident. So
damn.
And he died way too young too. He was only 36, as I mentioned before, and I bet you the Seahawks and the Vikings are probably going to do something for him. And the crash basically occurred 7 miles south of Jackson's hometown in Montgomery, Alabama. So that's where it all went down, basically. So it's just sad to see when people that are like young going in, like same thing, with Kobe Bryant too. Obviously, they were like on the second page of their lives and their careers, and then all of a sudden it just gets taken away like that instantly.
Yeah, especially considering with Kobe's, it wasn't just him. I mean, he was the centerpiece behind the entire, freak accident. But his daughter, who, I know you mentioned in the podcast, she was an up and comer.
Yeah, Gianna.
A lot of people were going, dang, she is going to be the female Kobe.
She was going to be a UConn. She wanted to play basketball at UConn, so she wanted to have a scholarship there, like around the age of 16 or 17, and obviously that never happened either.
Yeah. I mean, there's another one too, like the phenom from the Miami Marlins, Jose Fernandez. He died in a boating accident of all things.
Yeah, you have all these like popular people, no matter what sport it is, baseball, football, basketball, just like nobody wants to see this happen in a very, very, I won't say political sense, but like in a very tragic sense. Like nobody wants to see this happen, and it doesn't matter if you hate them, doesn't matter if you like love them. Like nobody deserves to have that happen to them, especially like when they're like in the first half of their career, second half of their careers, stuff like that. It's just life's too short. So Penguin, yeah, I knew you were gonna chime in on this, so you can go ahead on that also.
Well, I mean, Something I've always told a lot of people: you never promise tomorrow, so spend time with your family and your friends as much as you can.
Mm-hmm. And that's like the number one rule with everything, because everybody says, "Oh, life's a long time." Mm-mm. Life is way too short. It's a lot shorter than well, not a lot shorter than most people think, but it's short. Like, you gotta treat every day like it's your last day, and always be kind and courteous, and gotta love your family. Gotta love your family.
Nickelback that made that song about today was your last day? That was a pretty good song by them, actually. I think it was Nickelback that made the song.
Was it? It's been a while. I remember hearing the lyrics somewhere. Yeah, let me know if it was Nickelback or not. Guys, gotta let me know.
I can't put my phone now.
I have to look it up.
Yeah, I'll have to find the phone at some point. I think I misplaced it somewhere.
But yeah, so going back to Tavares Jackson real quick, he survived by his wife. I don't know why I don't know why my thing went up by accident. I was reading who he was survived by, but apparently my page decided to reload itself again. But anyway, okay, here we go. I don't know, my computer does that sometimes. I don't know why, and it just did it again on me. But anyways, Jackson is survived by his wife Lakita and 3 children: Tavares, Takayla, and Tyson. So they were survived. So basically, they're not gonna. It's unfortunate that they're not. I don't know what their ages are, but especially like nobody never wants to see their father pass away very, very soon. Especially like we were talking about the whole situation with Kobe, and Kobe just had I think it was a younger daughter that was born. I forgot the name of the, was it Bianca, I think Bianca Bryant was the other one. It was like, it started with a B, I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but it might have started with a B, I'm not sure. But, like I said, that daughter that was just born, she's not going to remember who her father was. Except for, his legacy. And that's kind of like if you have that painful experience in your family, like I said, my thoughts and prayers go out to these people,
Yeah, it's something you wouldn't even wish on your worst enemy. Honestly.
Exactly.
I mean,
see, like I'm not. I obviously I hate the Giants because of their rivals and all that, but I would never see anybody like die like in a freak accident. Like Hunter Pence or Buster Posey or I was gonna say Madison Bumgarner, but he's on the Diamondbacks now. But
yeah, even so,
Johnny Cueto. I don't want to see those people like have anything bad happen to them. They're obviously caliber stars in their own right. It's just. Like I said, it's just way, 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 way too short. And
there've been a lot of, I think Giordano Ventura as well from the Royals. He also had a freak accident happen. It's like all these young, up and coming stars in baseball. You see all these freak things happening to them, and it's depressing to see because you're getting excited as a baseball fan and an absolute, I like to say baseball honk. I don't know where they had that actual term came from, but
like I said, the term works.
But
a baseball junkie, hunk, those
homer, all those things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just really it's tough. I mean, for me as an Angels fan, seeing Nick Haydenhart, who had. I mean, he wasn't going to be a superstar in baseball, but the fact that
he'll be he would have been a solid player, yeah.
And the thing is, he had one of his best starts of his young rookie career prior to that, and then just to hear the night after how he died in a freak accident, and even I'm trying to think of the name of the pitcher.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking. Hold on.
This last off season, or not off season, but last season. Where the Angels had they had a combined no-hitter between the pitchers on the night they were honoring his passing.
Tyler Skaggs, that's who it was.
Yes, Skaggs.
Yeah, 27 years old. Yeah, that obviously, didn't they have that combined no-hitter a week prior to that, a few days?
No, the day they were honoring him at Angel Stadium, they had a combined no-hitter. That's what made that so special.
Yeah, that's just honestly, it's just. Sometimes I just don't know what to think. Especially, anything can happen at any given time. And, like I said, if you're a, like I said, baseball player, football player, basketball player, And I wanted to mention this too, though. So the mother, we were talking about the coronavirus, and thank you for actually reminding me of that, Matt. Carl Anthony Towns' mother died due to the coronavirus, and I think she was only 58 years old. When she was like somewhere 58, 59 here. I'm going to try to pop it up here so I can take a look. And what somebody posted this in the Discord I'm in, like on Discord, like in general. And I almost read it as Carl Anthony Towns died due to the coronavirus, but I read it wrong and it happened to be his mother. Which, like I said, don't wish death on anybody, but it's still, this is the world we live in today. This is what happens when we don't do social distancing and all that,
Yeah.
It just honestly sucks. I mean, I don't like talking about, negative stuff on the podcast, but this is just...
It's reality.
Well, yeah, it's the sad reality and the fact of it, What are you going to do? I mean...
the more reason.
Everybody's going to die someday. I mean, even me, I'm... Maybe one day that's probably going to happen, but... Not right now, but I know one day I just want to live my moments to the fullest and spend time with the greatest people that I game with in the entire world.
Boom.
Love you guys. But anyways, but yeah, like I said, it's just I just am saddened for these people, that pass away. Like, even like if it's due to the coronavirus, accidents, whatever the case may be, it's a really tough subject to talk about, and it's a tough pill to swallow. So,
yeah. I mean, the good thing is that they're starting to have some positive stories come out where a cure is possible. It's not guaranteed yet, but it's good to see that there's light, almost light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. There is it's this very, very dim light, but it's something compared to what we've had before.
I think San Francisco, from a little bit off topic, but San Francisco, from what I've seen on the news, actually has the least amount of cases out of like all the cities in California, which is very unusual.
Wow.
But I think it was wasn't it like 6 or something like that for the virus in San Francisco, what they were saying on the news?
I want to say
Died
so.
from it, or they just got it?
Yeah, like LA, I know LA County has like one thing. I was trying to talk to Mama Pug about it. They have like LA County, I know, has at least a third of it. Yeah, but San Francisco, yeah, they're keeping their city on lockdown, so that's why they're kind of like negating their coronavirus numbers.
Yeah.
But it makes sense though, because they're like right by the water, right by the sea, and the only way to get in is you got to pay in like a toll to like go through the Bay Bridge or Golden Gate Bridge or whatever the case, whatever bridge you're taking just to get to San Fran or through the Bay Area. But I'll commend their the city of San Francisco by the Bay. They're doing a really good job. It kind of shocks me at the same time that you think they're actually might have been up there for coronavirus case numbers, like maybe like 2/3 of that. Well, I would say like another third. I wouldn't go 2/3 of that far, but they've been doing, like I said, they've been doing an exceptionally good job.
If only every single city, Florida, could figure that out too.
Oh, don't even get me started on the state of Florida. Like the spring break people just like, partying out. Oh, I don't care if I get coronavirus. Let's go get messed up. And then you just have all that happen. And that's why society's stupid. That's why I wanted to throw that out there.
To quote Bear Nips, it was the ones that kissed their dads on the lips with tongue.
Oh, we got to go that route. I got you. But I mean, oh man, but like I said, a lot of people, even Ray the Rabbit was saying like people were like still outside of his his area, up in Illinois, and people just weren't listening. They just weren't listening at all. Like their like sirens were going off, like the curfew like thing was trying to get up there, but. The people just still wouldn't listen. They're still out there. They're grocery shop. I mean, if you want to go out to grocery shop, that's fine. But don't go out like all the time, Never go out all the time.
Like Marcus would say, dumbass.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, it's just we just live in a society full of stupid. I'm sorry. We really live in a society full of stupid. I mean, I know California is no exception because California, we got a lot of stupid people over here.
Really, really do.
It's full because we got a large state.
Yeah.
It's stupid people. We got stupid people here.
Yeah. For all I know, they probably created that stupid challenge of licking a toilet bowl or whatever, getting the coronavirus by doing that.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Let's do the coronavirus, licking the
that.
toilet seat of the airplane. People will start any trends just to get clout, and it obviously makes me sick to my stomach, and I want to vomit just doing
And
that.
it made them sick to their stomach, too, after they did it, too. Going the wrong way.
Exactly. It's just, I don't know what to think at times, but anyway, I actually was gonna ask this the beginning of the show, but we're gonna actually do this at the end of the show. Yeah. So yesterday was Easter, and if you guys, like I said, happy Easter, happy belated Easter, as I mentioned before at the beginning of the show. And I was gonna mention that, like, if you don't celebrate Easter, you know, hey, if you're a Passover person, you know, that's perfectly fine too. Resurrection of Jesus, like he sacrificed, you know, himself just to have us live, you know, a better life. And there was a lot of people, I know a lot of people were doing like Lent and giving up, you know, certain things just to get everything, you know, for the the 40-day. Well, it's not really a 40-day challenge, but it's like, I'm not really like a religious person, but I kind of did it myself just for Lent, just to give up like chips and ice cream and like obviously meat on Fridays and all that other stuff. But it's kind of sad. Well, due to the fact that the virus was actually out there, and I'm going to say this right here before we get to our question of the night. We kind of over here had to break that like little rule because just to survive. Like, we actually had to eat meat on Fridays, and it was kind of like, you know, it's whatever. You know, I can live with it, but at this point, like, look at what society has become right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I would rather, like, try to survive off, like, meat on Fridays, so even during Lent, rather than, you know, try to follow, like, this sort of 40-day thing. And if this 40-day thing was happening without the pandemic, like, I would be doing it right now, but at this moment, it's just, what more can he do, you know?
I mean, essentially, the COVID is basically its own Lenten discipline in itself, if you think about it.
Exactly.
Like, basically, the whole point of a Lenten discipline is to, as they call it in some religions, is to sacrifice something that you normally like to focus on the Lenten season and the sacrifice that was made.
Exactly.
And that's kind of the perspective that brings into it. And so with this COVID thing, it's like, well, my Lenten discipline is what I'm suffering through right now. We're all going through the same Lenten discipline, whether you're religious or not.
Somebody actually made like a interesting point. They're saying like, oh, Satan's taking charge and playing the role of the COVID-19 BS. Well, I mean, it's not as bad. I've heard way worse, like, you know, especially like political conspiracy theories, like Tom Hanks is the leader of the New World Order, and he had a hit on Kobe Bryant. And we're not going to talk about that. You know, we're gonna leave that topic to talk about for another day. But anyways,
we'll leave the conspiracy theories to Marcus. We'll do that way.
Wasn't talking about Marcus, but yeah, you can kind of see where I was going with that. You know, the whole conspiracy thing is stupid. But anyways, going to our question of the night here. I was going to ask this at the beginning of their show. We're going to keep it straight and simple for the question of the night. And you guys, I mean, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, you can also like kind of answer this too, because we're recording on Twitch, but we're going to put this on YouTube also at the
in the comment section down below.
Exactly. So our question of the night, I know it's kind of belated. What is your favorite Easter candy and why?
Go ahead,
Matt,
Penguin.
Yeah, Penguin, I'm going to start with you.
What do you think it is? Chocolate eggs.
What kind of chocolate eggs, though?
Chocolate penguin eggs, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
The dark chocolate kind. I mean, chocolate's chocolate. I don't care. I don't separate into like light chocolate, dark chocolate, medium. I don't care. Chocolate's chocolate.
So you're saying is you're not a chocolate racist.
No.
He's gonna get
all
chocolate.
Lives matter.
Yeah, he's gonna get chocolate wasted. I was gonna say he was gonna get chocolate wasted, but never mind.
I want to get chocolate wasted.
So you're just going with that answer then?
Like seriously, like I said that as a joke, but
I know.
my original growing up as a kid though, and it's still my favorite, even though I can't eat high sugar right now because I'm trying to stay in the I was pre-diabetic, so I'm trying to get to the no diabetic section. Was Peeps.
Oh, okay.
Oh, those are lit.
Okay. That's a pretty solid choice. It's been a while
are-
since I've had Peeps, but
And
that's a pretty solid choice. Very underrated.
Peeps actually got me in trouble one day because of a picture I did for Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
So I was like, as y'all know me, I'll post jokes on Twitter, I'll send funny pictures and memes.
my
Just
God,
I like to
yes.
make people laugh. So I was like, what can I do for Halloween that will probably make people laugh, but will be along with the theme of Halloween? It's like, I got it. So I bought several, like 2 boxes of Peeps, and I went and I got some candy rope, tied it around their necks, and hung them in a string beside me. And then I put one around me. I was standing on the floor, and I took the picture, and then I posted it with the caption, "Hanging with the Peeps."
Oh my God. That's a lot of dark humor there, but that was actually pretty funny, honestly.
And I had a lot of people who was like, "That's funny, but you're messed up."
Just hanging with the Peeps. All right. So, Matt, you're up.
The realest of MVPs of comedy, right there. I still want to know where you got that comic thing with the Wonder Woman thing, Penguinator. I really do.
Oh, I actually had a friend send me that, like, "Hey, you like comics? Read this," and he sent me to.
You like comics? Read this. All
I'll
right,
have to mention
Matt.
that another time. That's pretty funny. Peeps are always, I love Peeps too. Those are good year round, no matter when you have them. I'm still, because I'm a huge, like, a homer for anything peanut butter or chocolate. The ginormous peanut butter and chocolate, or peanut butter filled chocolate bunny that you get. That thing is just the realest of MVPs. I had that one year, and I almost felt like I was going to have a cardiac arrest, but man, if I died and went to heaven, that would have been the best way to go right there.
Well, now we know how
so
that's
happy.
good. Well, now we know how we can not say not Burger Man is asleep, but that's too graphic. No, I'm not
Up
doing
and coming Twitch streamer / YouTuber dies of cardiac arrest.
that. Yeah,
Death by chocolate peanut butter bunny.
yeah. That or diabetes. Take your pick. Or
Well,
diabetes.
In other news, wallowing penguin. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but
dies
this-
of Peeps.
He died
Hanging with the
bunny, honey.
Peeps.
Hanging with the Peeps. That's actually pretty. That's awesome. I
In
gotta
other
remember.
news.
All
I'm
right,
gonna actually
so.
have to do that for a Halloween picture this year. Now that I've done it.
Oh
That's
man.
awesome.
But okay, so
Oh,
mine is Cadbury cream eggs, and if you guys knew me, yeah, Penguin remembers the I swear to God, that commercial would air like every single time, like every single day
oh my
for
gosh,
the Cadbury
yes.
cream.
Jeez.
All right, so
It would
let
not
me
stop.
All right, so I'll get to that here in a little bit, but I wanted to explain why I love Cadbury cream eggs so much. It's oh my God, I don't know what it is about them, but it's just it doesn't matter. You could have the regular Cadbury. I think there's a caramel one too. The caramel ones. Oh
Yeah.
my God, they're so amazing. I mean,
Sounds amazing, yeah.
if I had to live off a dessert for like a year, I would choose Cadbury cream eggs over anything else. Even like over ice cream, even like some sort of strawberry like cake or funfetti cake or chocolate cake or something. Even over chocolate chip cookies, and that's saying something. I would live off Cadbury cream eggs for like a dessert for like a whole year. I don't care if I gained like 30, 40 pounds. It would be so worth it.
Breaking news: Kyle the Pug dies of a heart attack from too much Cadbury. I can't
Hey,
even say it right
if you know Cadbury cream eggs, they're amazing. They're the best candies out there, like Easter candy wise. And it's seasonal, but oh man, I mean, it's like you taste them. It's like this will be kind of graphic, but I say this, but it's like an orgasm in your mouth. That's basically what it is.
Cue Mama Pug's double stare. Like, did he just say that out loud?
I'm sorry,
Tell me
but that's just.
you didn't just say that.
I'm sorry, I had to do it. I'm sorry.
She's looking like, damn.
Exactly. Damn. But anyways, yeah, going to the commercial real quick. Yeah, that commercial would air so constantly over and over and over again. Like every time there was like a TV show on. Here, look, Cadbury cream eggs. Penguinator, my god.
Waddle.
No, because every time I even see that commercial, I would see the lion. Brock! It's just this loud Brock.
Like the lion.
And then the cat would be like, buck meow, buck meow. I think we were actually looking this up. That commercial actually aired in 1994 on Easter. So I was like 5 years old, going on to be 6, like in the year 94. And oh my god, that was like, it still airs to this day. Like every single Easter.
Because they don't have to.
Yeah, they don't have to, because it's like, if it became like a huge success, like why even change it? You know, honestly, I'd rather see them like air that commercial over and over again than have them change to like something different, you know?
Yeah. We know from Kyle, you and me know from our media classes, they always have the most annoying of theme songs and annoying of actual like commercials. Those are the ones that stand out the most.
Well,
People always talk about them.
At least, you didn't take, media classes and have people sing like the Golden Girls theme song like every other week.
Jesus, no. I hear that from my friggin' uncle all the time. He's watching that show 24/7. He's obsessed with the Golden Girls show.
Yeah.
I mean, for being a friend.
Thank you for being a friend. Oh man, but
I got hooked on it because my grandma loved watching it, but my grandma also, no joke, looked like Sophia.
I've never watched a single episode of it.
Glasses, purse, height, hair, all. She looked just like Sophia.
Newsflash, she was Sophia.
There you go.
Well, after she had her stroke, she was, because she had no filter.
Oh, jeez.
But
I'll put it this way: we're sitting there at Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
And my aunt, because she had just had the stroke like 2 weeks prior or something, my aunt says, "Mama, let me cut that up for you." She's like, "I'm not a damn child, bitch."
Jesus.
Oh,
and
man.
it was just like Sophia. It took out her filter part of her brain, so she couldn't control what she said. It just came out. But we all look at her like, she's like, "What are you looking at?"
What are you looking at?
Damn, Mama went to that thug life.
Oh man, so
cue that sound like "Durr."
But anyway, so because you're a bitch when you're hungry.
I love that line so much.
Yeah, eat a Snickers. Why? Because you turn into a bitch when you're hungry. I remember I couldn't stop laughing for like 3 minutes straight when I heard that for the first. Oh man,
yeah,
but
I think it was like, we're gonna have Kyle's gonna put together a compilation of times Penguin broke our stream.
I do need to make a montage of that. That would be actually cool. But anyway, so yeah, I'm thinking that's it for the show. Like I said, we did record on Monday. This is the makeup show. We're back on Sunday, usual time, unless something happens. But like I said,
holiday.
Yeah, but like I said, no holidays next weekend. So Penguin, Matt,
Same
you guys want to say?
Same crappy channel.
Yep. You guys want to say anything before we head out?
Something.
There you go. something dark side.
Ain't you a little asshole?
Alrighty, so
for anybody that, if you want a cool free game to play that I'm actually kind of getting hooked on, Kyle and I were talking about this earlier, World of Warships Legends. It's free on PS4, at least it was when I downloaded it. It's a lot of fun. It's like Battleship, except you're not doing like the B7. You're actually going to battle with several players against another team with actual legendary battleships like the Arizona, the Louisiana. It's a lot of fun.
That's actually, yeah, that does sound dope. I remember you were talking about that. You were hot to trot on that. But anyways, that's going to do it for the show. For Mattman and Penguinator. Go follow them on Twitter and Twitch.
Oh, God, Dan. Okay,
yeah,
Dan.
I'm Kyle the Pug, and I will see you guys on the next podcast. Same time, same place, same everything. Love you guys. Hashtag Pugbark. And as always, stay safe, wash your hands, shower every single day, practice social distancing. Love you guys. Bye!